Welcome to Generation Gap. I'm Elijah.
I'm Jeanne.
And we are going to talk about topics. Today we're going to focus on one topic.
Sounds wonderful and a little scary.
Why is it scary?
Because I don't know what the question is.
Oh, that's fair. Today our topic is luck.
Ooh.
Luck. What does luck mean to you?
Luck is believing that great things can happen.
I would agree with that definition. I like that. That's a good definition. I don't have anything to add to that.
Really?
I think that's a really good definition. Yeah, absolutely. Are you an unlucky person or are you a lucky person?
I think I'm a extremely lucky person who just happens to work really hard to make sure that good things happen.
Can you explain that a little bit more?
We run a nonprofit theater, and it's had its trials and tribulations, but with extreme dedication, hard work, a great team, people who believe in what we're doing for the community and for the region, we've been able to excel, not just survive.
I like that. That's pretty good. I think I'm a lucky person because sometimes I win at the casino. And I know you do too. That actually brings me to one of the questions I had. Do you think success is luck?
I once was told that it's 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration.
Interesting. So you don't think luck has anything to do with success?
I think it can if you believe. I happen to believe in positive energy. I believe that what you send out comes back, and it actually comes back tenfold.
Okay.
So once again, you have to give to get. You can have a once in the blue moon luck, but when incredible things continue to happen, it's because of what you put out there.
I could agree with that. I also think there's a little bit of manifestation. Like if you want to be lucky, then there will be luck that you have. I found myself, I say I'm a lucky person because somehow I've survived. Like I would have $1 in my bank account and then the next day I would get a job offer. I don't know how I've continued to survive this long, if I'm being completely honest. So I do think success has to do with some luck. I think there was a quote that I heard that was, success is 50% preparation, 25% opportunity, and 25% luck. Because you have to be lucky to get those opportunities sometimes.
And you also have to work really hard to have a reputation that those opportunities that seem to just drop in your lap. Knowing you as well as I do,
yeah,
I've watched you work so hard since you were 10. You put the effort in. You gave to your community. You are loving and generous to your family. And people around people who might have connections see that and they respond to it.
And I do think I'm lucky that I've been set up by people who are as wonderful as I am I just try to be 1% as good as the people around me. Mm-hmm. And I think that I'm very lucky that I grew up around those people.
Yes. I can remember going out to dinner with, 3 or 4 other couples, and you were 2 or 3 years old, and you sat at the table. And not only did you sit at the table, you had conversations that amazed us. And we all know that a sense of humor is divine.
Yes. I was a prolific genius at the age of 2.
What happened to you?
I know. This conversation isn't about how great I was as a kid. I know it is, but it's all about luck. So have you ever found a 4-leaf clover before?
I have, but I have some friends that they can sit down on any lawn and find them.
Wow.
I have to look like one blade of grass at a time. They can look down and there they are.
That's pretty impressive. I have to scour for them as well.
Yeah, I have to scour, which means for luck, I have to work at it.
Which brings us back to that conversation of sometimes it's all about hard work, and that sometimes it looks like luck. From the outside, it looks like luck, I should say.
Right. My luck of the Irish, so to speak, is that I can be given a task, and it could be an improbable task, and I can figure out how to accomplish it. I love solutions.
Yeah.
There are no problems. There are only solutions. And then, of course, it looks like luck. Because you didn't fail, you figured it out.
I agree with that completely. What's the luckiest we've ever been? So you could start.
The luckiest
Or you've ever been, just personally.
The luckiest I have ever been. I am blessed with a wonderful husband. I am blessed with fabulous daughters who happen to marry or partner with amazing people who then gave me grandchildren that I can spoil and then hand back. That's my luck.
That's your luck.
That's my luck.
Even though I know that you were a killer at the casino, you will come back with like $2,000 in your hand, and I walk out with $0 in my hand. And sometimes I get lucky. I get lucky
I sat
sometimes.
next to you and you went ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I
ding.
won 1,200.
And then I thought, oh, why didn't I sit at that machine? And then a couple of minutes later, it went ding, 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 ding for me too.
Yes, you were both very lucky. I think the luckiest moment, I could go, like, I want to go a gambling moment, because I think that's the luckiest I've ever been. I was just walking in Vegas, a Vegas casino with you and Zadie. That's what I call my grandfather. And we were walking, I just see a machine, and I just thought I need to play that machine. Mm-hmm. And I remember running over to it, and it took $3. I only had $1, so I went to Zadie. I was like, Zadie, can I have $2? I need to play this machine. I don't know why, but it's telling me I need to play this machine. And I just took the $3, put $3 into it, and it spit out $100. And I was like, I can see why people are addicted to this. addicted to gambling. And that was the luckiest I think I've ever been, besides like almost dying and surviving a few times. I think that's the latest luckiest I've ever been.
Good story.
Thank you. What's the unluckiest you've ever been?
The unluckiest? Okay. I'm 3 car payments away from paying off my amazing car that I had leased, and then I bought it, and I had 3 car payments to go. And the car would have lasted for probably the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And a deer rear-ended, actually it didn't rear-end it, hit me on the passenger side panel. And it was like $8,000 worth of damage.
Yeah.
Got fixed. I want to do a plug for Travelers Insurance. Oh my God.
No free plugs. No free plugs on this podcast.
I'm rattled. They're wonderful. And then get the car back. And I don't think it was 6 weeks later. And Zadie, we think he might have fainted from low blood pressure. That's what, the medical testing looks like. Yeah. But luckily enough, he passed out, and then he stopped the car by running into another car. And of course, he went to the hospital, and he didn't have a stroke, and he didn't have a heart attack, but it was low blood pressure, and it could be because he lost all this weight.
Yeah. And
the car was then deemed total. Another plug for Travelers. They were right there by us, just like they say in the commercials, right? I don't remember their slogan, but all I know is that A, they didn't drop us, and B, they were with us. And so
that should be their new slogan. We're with you.
We're with you. That would
hire us for marketing.
That would be the slogan. So, and neither accidents were like what we consider our fault.
Yeah.
But it's what happens in life, and that. I could give you a dozen other things that have happened, but that's like the latest thing,
Yeah.
Health issues with my parents, and, it goes on and on and on and on and on. But then basically something bad happens. You think about it, you deal with it, and then you put it up on the shelf and you say, okay, that is a life lesson, but I'm not going to let it control me.
I like that. That's good. Yeah. Take your unluckiness and shelve them for later lessons, essentially.
It's there. You have a lesson learned, period.
Yeah, very true. I have an unlucky moment that is also a lesson learned. When I was younger, I think I wanted to be an engineer. I like to make contraptions, mm-hmm. and I like to, I remember taking a car battery and putting it to like a little motorized fan, and then that blew up or whatever. And I was with my friend Lasher. We were right up the street, and where that hill to the Broken Yoke is?
Oh yeah,
that hill. So I thought it'd be a great idea to tie my bike to my skateboard. thought that'd be a great idea, so I could pull him along, so he didn't have to. It's like a train kind of situation going on. So I tied the rope to my bike seat, and I tied the other end to the truck up the bottom of the skateboard, and we start going down the hill, and it's working. It's working great. I think I'm Einstein. I think I'm a modern day Elon Musk, and then I just see him start to go past me, and then he jumps off the board, and then I just see the board start like wobbling, and then it like started bouncing up and was bouncing up and down, and then all I saw was it hit the ground, sweep underneath a car, and it stuck underneath the wheel of a car
And stopped you.
and stopped me. So I went apparently I did 3 somersaults over my bike. I had to be like 10 or 11. And thankfully I was wearing a helmet because we went to the doctors after that, and he was like, if you didn't have a helmet, you would have cracked your head open, of course. So that made me realize to double think things through before be more cautious in life and not just go after it because it seems like a great idea at the time, really.
I had read that the male gender ends up not having full function of their frontal lobe, which is where thinking and common sense and communication come from. Although you're a really good communicator. And just as you hit 26, they bumped that from 26 to 27. So I'm just waiting to see what else you've got up.
Who's the luckiest person you know and why?
That is a very good question. Could I think about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe the person I don't know that won and might be splitting the $1 billion. Because I got to tell you, I tried to send you out to go get a lottery ticket.
I was sleeping.
And you wouldn't go.
No.
I had the numbers, and I never even checked to see what those numbers against mine because they didn't want to kill you if we won. Because with the $1 billion, I would have completely renovated the city block of the Guard. Made sure all of my children, all of my grandchildren were taken care of in a trust fund.
Yeah.
They would have to, of course, continue to work, but work of passion and not need. And that would have been pretty cool. Then I would have been the luckiest person that I knew.
That's very true.
So, and that I truly think that I'm going to win some kind of lottery. I don't think it's going to be $1 billion.
Yeah.
But we'll bookmark this and then see if I ever win a bigger lottery.
Okay. I like that.
My biggest problem is I don't buy tickets.
Well, first of all, I would say I don't really believe in the lottery. I think it's kind of a fool's game, to put it, I guess, in no better other terms.
No,
I think it's
I see it as helping support our state economy. Because the states, whatever state it is, keeps a portion of it, and it goes into the budget, which then goes back out. I'd like to think that it goes out to the arts and to feed people. And
that's fair. I didn't realize that they took the tax from that.
Well, they do.
Or take the money from it.
They take the tax. The tax
Oh, that's
goes,
true.
Yeah, the tax goes through. And I don't even know that of all the money that you get it all anyway.
Yeah, you get like half of it maybe.
Well, that's the
With
tax
taxes.
part. But I don't know. Like every dollar that they bring in, I don't know that even with the tax implication, I think they must take a little bit from the front end. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Never. We can research that.
Yeah, I think you're the luckiest person I know, but that's just because you go off to the casino and come back with money every time. And obviously with the things that you said earlier, with you're just surrounded by great people all the time, and I think that's very lucky. And I want to inherit your luck of winning at the casino. And winning like cars on cruises.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. It is.
Like,
it is. I've won car at bingo. We've been on 3 cruises, and I won the big jackpot at the end of the cruise. And I'll tell you what, the very first time I ever won at bingo on a cruise, I was there with Zadie. I didn't want to play bingo. I wanted to go dancing.
Yeah.
And Zadie, who does not gamble, doesn't play bingo, got it in his head that we were going to go play bingo. So we go, but they shut off the sale of the cards at a certain time. And so I was stalling so that we would miss it. And we're in line, and this little lady, who's probably my age now. She was a little old lady so I let her cut in front of me. And Zadie got upset. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, we got our tickets. We got to play. And I'm sitting there, and I didn't get any numbers. I got nothing. And I'm going, what a waste of time. We could have been dancing under the moonlight. It was the last night of the cruise. And then all of a sudden, they did this full card bingo thingy, and you were going to get, I don't know, was that $3,000 or $4,000? And all of a sudden, I was getting like every number. Wow. And every number. And then I yelled bingo, and then another person yelled bingo, so I would have split the pot. Then when they do that call back, it turns out that they would have filled the card with the next number up on the board.
Oh, so yeah.
So
you got all of it.
I got all of it, right.
Which is very lucky because you let that person cut in front of you. And if you didn't
if I hadn't let that person cut in front of me, then I would not have won.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been to that girl. So
it would have gone to that woman.
Right. Yeah, so your kindness.
Once again.
Put out good luck to the universe, and then it came back to you.
Right. Hey, it's not that I can't be a bitch. I mean, trust me.
I know. You parented me for a while.
I can be hangry. I try not to hold grudges, but if something has been done to me, and we can go back, a couple of decades on a few things, I've been pretty lucky. I have wonderful friends, and I've been very, very lucky, but there's a couple, instances.
How superstitious are you? Like, do you avoid walking under ladders, or do you throw salt over your shoulder when you spill it?
No salt. I don't walk under ladders because that's kind of stupid. So I think that a lot of superstition comes from common sense. It's like even things like in religion where you don't eat shellfish if you're Jewish. Yeah. Well, that really was a safety issue because they were considered bottom feeders, but it was also a matter of by the time they got to wherever they were going to be, they could have been far away from the water. And then if you don't immerse them in hot water while they're alive, their composition breaks down. So you can, I don't know if they called it botulism or whatever they did. A lot of the superstitions are to be able to control the masses to keep them, for the most part, it's safe, but sometimes it's just to control the masses.
Yeah, that's I kind of think of the same thing. I'm not a very superstitious person. I'll walk under ladders, but I don't know if that's because I'm just kind of reckless, as well as not believing in superstitions. I haven't had much bad luck besides like catching a baseball to my face. That's like the most bad luck that I did. I ever tell you that story?
No, tell me that story.
I was playing baseball, and this was like in a league. I don't remember how old it was. I had to be like 12 maybe. And I liked baseball a lot. And but I wasn't very good because they put me in outfield. That's how you know you're not good at baseball. Left outfield or right outfield, one of those. Whatever one's the worst one, that's how you know you're not very good at baseball. So anyways, I'm in the outfield, and this guy, big guy, he is like, there's a movie Benchwarmers. You probably haven't seen it, but there's like, there's a guy who obviously is like an adult. And that's kind of what it felt like. He kind of looked just like this big guy. I was like, there's no way this guy is like 12 or whatever. But he hits it, and it comes right towards me. And I'm like, finally, I get my chance to catch some guy, get some guy out. And so I put the glove in front of my face to catch the ball, and it hits the tip of the glove and smashes into my face. Ooh. My tooth goes right through my lip. And they said I couldn't go to the hospital because we'd have to end the game. So I didn't even get any stitches or anything. I just got a little lip bump here on one side. But that was like the unluckiest I've ever been, I think. Yeah.
Ouch.
I know. Ouchie, ouch.
And it wasn't that you were like looking up at the sky.
No, I was.
And then noticed that the ball was coming at you.
No, I was really into it. I was like, I'm gonna catch this. I'm gonna be the hero of the game. And then no, I think that guy got a home run. So our last question: is luck even real, or is everything random and we just explain things by looking back, connecting the dots, and say we got lucky?
I think going in believing that you can accomplish something. I mean, a man went on the moon with a computer that, I mean, now we look what we have with our phones.
Yeah, true.
Wasn't even as sophisticated as what we carry in our hands now.
Yeah.
And it's bravery, it's belief, it's preparation, it's a team. Life is full of of teams.
Yeah.
And in the whole thing of a belief system, that I believe that we are born with people who kind of come here, they're born like around the same time, or they're in your time of life together.
Sure.
And that we watch out for each other. And because I'm just a little bit crazy, I believe that there are people who have passed away and they still look over you. There's this sense of, and you'll get a little message. And I know the messages are coming from not me and my ego, because my ego's on the right side of my brain and my messaging comes on my left side of my brain, which I call pops.
Sure.
And they are pops. And sometimes that pop will say, hey, dumbass, not a good idea.
Yeah.
Or then there will be something that it'll be like this, no, Jamie, do it.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm glad later on in retrospect that I had listened to myself, but it wasn't really me.
You think it's coming, you
It's
think
co-
that
it's
voice
coming
in your
through.
head is coming through
It's
from
like-
somebody else.
Right. It's like coming through, because we all have messages. We all have the ability to, the phone, you think of someone, then the phone rings.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, very true.
And that's energy. Energy, because we are a being that when we die, we lose the body. We lose that.
This is
But
an
not-
audio medium.
but
They wouldn't
not
see
the-
you hitting me.
But not the energy.
Yeah.
The energy of who you are, and read what Einstein says about it. And that energy still kind of comes together. And maybe that's what it is. It's this universal power that keeps us, keeps the earth from imploding or exploding.
Yeah, true. I think maybe it makes me kind of a cynic to say this, but I think I think luck is just our retrospective.
Mm-hmm.
I think the universe is just very random. It's like a slot machine,
And that too.
I think sometimes it could be balanced in our favor,
Mm-hmm.
and other times it's balanced out of our favor.
That's right.
But
I
like the
agree.
randomness,
I agree.
and that's what my viewpoint on it is. I don't really think there's luck. I think we just get moments in life, and sometimes those moments are good in a really bad situation or out of the odds,
Right.
and it feels like luck.
Lemons into lemonade.
Yeah,
So part of it is like, the glass half full.
yeah,
My glass, I see my glass is usually overflowing because I'm a Pisces. So I'm overly optimistic.
yeah,
And I've got beamed in the face with a ball coming out of nowhere, metaphysically speaking,
sure.
because I didn't believe that could possibly happen, or that person couldn't possibly do that.
And that's bad luck, quote unquote.
And it's bad luck, but it really isn't. It's just that we are, for lessons in life, we meet people who are not good for us,
Yeah, I agree.
and we don't run. We don't run. Sometimes we hug them and we get involved with them, or we marry them.
Yeah.
And then you get this real big lesson. And then what do? You learn from the lesson and you put it up on the shelf and you say, okay, not doing that again.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. Well, that concludes our first episode.
Well,
And
this
our-
was painless.
It was painless. Do you think it was going to be more difficult?
I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, fair.
I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, me either. But I'm glad it worked out. Thank
Did
you
you
for
see
listening.
I was avoiding it?
Yeah, that's why I said.
Could we do this another time? Could we do this? But I'm looking forward to our next chat.
I can't wait for our next one either.
Love you.
Love you too.